Our next guest here in the Thompson Broadcast Gates Air studio is Gary Allen with RGR Gleaner Communications Group. And under your group is Television Jamaica. And you were just telling me Television Jamaica has been making great strides in the Caribbean, the first to make a big jump to ATSC 3.
Absolutely. So we're actually the third broadcaster in the world to adopt ATSC 3.0 and to bring a service into operation, which we did on the 31st of January 2022. So we are a year plus now into our transitioning. And we're the first that have gone from analog straight to ATSC 3.0, which is a significant jump. And we're doing all of the other things with a lot of good support from different partners in the ATSC itself and others working with them to make this happen.
Speaking of partnership, one of those is with Thompson Broadcast.
Absolutely. So we have now brought two of our cities, our western city of Montego Bay and our capital city of Kingston, onto streams, onto live transmissions. And we are using a Thompson transmitter for our western city. And that arose out of a partnership that we have with Thompson. Obviously, it will take many more transmitters for the rest of the country to be brought up to speed. And Thompson is a part of that process where they have made their proposals and we're considering those to go to that level. But a lot of work has been going on in the background, and Thompson has been very good for us in that regard.
Love to hear that. Tell me about the importance of a partnership like that with Thompson Broadcast and the Thompson Broadcast model that allows you to enable Jamaican citizens to have access and be caught up to speed with these large technological transformations.
So it comes in many different ways. Jamaica is very small. Jamaica has a population of just under 3 million people. As I said to someone yesterday who was talking about how significant Jamaica is in the global discussion. Yes, our brand is big globally for many reasons, reggae music, for track and field, and how our people do food and all of that. But we are the size of Connecticut in the United States, which is one of their smallest states. So that puts it in perspective as to how small we are. But what that does is it gives us the impression that we're punching way above our weight in size. So we don't have the resources to do all of the research and development that is required for bringing a service like this into being. So that's one of the huge advantages we get in partnerships like with Thompson, where they have done a tremendous amount of research work. They have shared that with us quite generously. They have sent engineers to work shoulder to shoulder with our engineers in bringing things up. We would not have been able to do that, to send people off to train in the numbers to bring them back to then do that. So that's an important part. The developments that are continuing, we are not able to continue to fund that kind of development. So the ongoing information flow between us as to what is changing, how things are going and so on, that's really critical with us as well. And then, the ecosystem that we are going to have to build for ATSC 3.0, because we do have a television market that is quite robust already, is going to be built around set-top boxes as a transition for probably the better part of a decade. And again, Thompson and us are looking at options and opportunities. We work on set-top box development and bringing set-top boxes into Jamaica, looking at the price points that would make it feasible for a developing country with a small population to actually achieve that. So partnership has many different ways that are positive for us. On the research and development side, on the transitioning of knowledge side, on the continued work to actually bring things to the market, all of those are critical components of this partnership that we're very proud of.
And you mentioned Jamaica as a developing country and a small population. If you could share with our viewers how tangibly this technology transformation can transform their lives individually on a day-to-day basis.
Right. So there is a substantial part of the Jamaican market that still only gets their television service from our over-the-air broadcasters, about a third of our population. What that means is that they have access to 3 channels in the entire market, unless they go to pay TV, where they will have access to more. So ATSC 3.0, which has a multiple channel distribution platform, is going to help us to provide more channels to our consumers, and is going to allow us to do that free. That's not a pay TV model, it's a free-to-air, over-the-air model. Secondly, we have, as a developing country, challenges in terms of the development agenda and our ability to actually get education in areas where there is no connectivity at the moment. With over-the-air services on multiple channels, we now see the potential of datacasting assisting us in actually providing content to school-age children, some of whom have economic challenges that are not able to go to school as frequently as they should, or on some days just can't go to school, which rolls into another benefit that it brings for us. There's an emergency alert system in ATSC 3.0. We live in a hurricane zone as well as an earthquake belt, where we have emergencies, and we have had more than our share of emergencies. This now presents us with an opportunity to alert our population in geographical terms as well, with information on your screens. The ability within this technology to actually wake up a sleeping television screen to provide information to them is another component of how this will help our country. And then it also allows broadcasters like us to actually add on some conditional access channels. So we'll actually be able to expand our business a bit, not just in terms of additional channels, but also now some paid channels. So it makes our economic model even more robust. So it's a new ecosystem. It's allowing us to modernize our delivery of over-the-air television services to the highest standard that exists in the world. It's allowing us to do that with multiple channels. It's allowing us to add a data casting to that. It's allowing us to get real-time information back from the market, so we have data analytics that we can generate for advertisers. And it's allowing us to also put emergency systems in place that will allow for our population to be kept abreast when we are in periods of emergency. That's a lot to gain from the introduction of this technology.
Wow. I am blown away. That's incredible. And so what I'm hearing is the potential for this technology to be life-saving, and not in a hyperbolic way, but because, to really have the potential to save Jamaicans' lives, and to economic parity, and educational, to ensure more children are educated at a higher level, which also leads to that economic growth. And then I think, too, maybe with the introduction of this technology, it also creates jobs in the country.
Oh, yes. As long as we're able to grow the business, we are able to grow the number of people that we can employ. Content creation is going to be critical. The more content we have to create, the more talent that we will need. I think that it's well known that we have on offer a significant global cachet with talent, whether it is in our sporting talent, or it is in our cuisine, or music and entertainment talent. So all of that is there waiting to be harnessed. The next Usain Bolt is waiting to be discovered. The next Shelley-Ann Fraser-Pryce is waiting to be discovered. The next traveling chef across the world, on cruise ships and in all the places that we find them, they are there waiting for the opportunity. So anything that expands employment opportunity for the country is a big positive in moving us out of our circumstances that are not what we would desire them to be for everyone.
How does that feel for Television Jamaica to be a part of that?
Oh, it's absolutely mind-blowing for us to see the kind of impact that we can have, not just on getting better viewership numbers. Television Jamaica has consistently in the last 10 years had over 70% of the viewing audience in the country. So we are accustomed to having big audiences. What we are not accustomed to doing is taking those audiences and transforming their lives in the way that we see that next gen teammate will allow us to do. So that feels now like we're not just educating and entertaining and providing sports content. That now feels that you're reaching out to people in a very personal way in their individual circumstances and making a difference in their lives. And there are not many professions that you get up and go to every day and can feel every day like I am making a difference in people's lives in a lasting way. And that's a good corporate feeling for us to have as a company.
It's really a community service.
It is a tremendous community service, and we do that knowing that what's in the public interest will also be in the commercial interest. So we don't go overly commercial in what we do. We balance the commercial with the corporate social responsibility, and that community service comes out of it, because then people trust us so much that they allow us to do different things. So we have programs where we work with the elderly, we have programs where we work with children, we have programs where we have a campaign on TVJ called a Change a Life campaign, where we raise funds and we look for sick children who can't afford it, and then try to see how we can bring public attention and resources that we gain, we use to actually help those children out of those circumstances. So that's the kind of thing we do. We have competitions that are game shows, but are not just game shows to make you laugh. It's testing your wit and your skill. And you see children in competition in quizzes. We have one of the longest running quizzes anywhere in the world on television for high school children. It's going on for 54 years straight now.
Wow.
And I look at that show, and there are things that the kids who are just finishing high school are answering, and they're answering it calculating in their heads, and I am trying to do it quickly. And you say, no, this is the capacity of the Jamaican that you're building through your programming, and showing that you have this potential as a child that can be awakened in you, and you're giving them hope and you're giving them positive examples, and it feels good. It feels really good to have that kind of impact.
I can feel your passion and your purpose, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. I know Thompson Broadcast is proud to partner and continue to grow with you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the opportunity to just share a little bit of what it is that we do and the help that we get, that we so much appreciate from the Thompson team.
I can't wait to check in next year and see how it's already transformed 365 days from now.
We'll be back to tell you more.
Thank you so much.